My brother-in-law, who married my sister, told my wife that he was in love with her. This led to a chain of horrific discoveries in our family. My sister Claire and her husband Blake needed a place to stay for 3 weeks, while their apartment got fumigated for bedbugs. We had a guest room, so I said yes. My wife Amy agreed. Blake seemed normal enough, quiet guy, worked from home doing something with data entry. The first week was fine. We'd all eat dinner together, watch TV, nothing weird. But during week 2, Amy started acting off. She'd come out of the bathroom looking confused, checking her things twice. One morning she asked me if I'd moved her stuff around. I hadn't touched anything. Then she started showering with the door locked. She never did that before. When I asked why, she just said she felt more comfortable that way. I thought maybe having guests in the house was stressing her out. On day 16, I came home early from work. Amy was still at her shift at the pharmacy. Claire was out grocery shopping. Blake's car was in the driveway. I walked in and heard nothing. No TV, no typing from his laptop. I went upstairs to grab my charger and heard a door close quickly. The guest bathroom door, but the light hadn't been on. I knocked. Blake, you good? Yeah, just finishing up. His voice sounded weird, rushed. When he came out, he wouldn't look at me, just went straight to the guest room. That night, Amy told me her body wash was almost empty, even though she'd just opened it 3 days ago. Her lotion, too. I told her maybe Claire was borrowing it. She shook her head. Claire uses different stuff. I've seen hers. I started paying more attention. Blake would linger in the kitchen after Amy left for work, staring at the counter where she'd set her coffee mug. He asked way too many questions about her schedule. What time she got off work, if she liked her co-workers, what pharmacy she worked at. On day 19, I was looking for my phone charger under the guest bed and found a small black notebook wedged between the mattress and the wall. I pulled it out. The handwriting was messy, slanted, definitely Blake's. I'd seen him write grocery lists. I opened it. The first page had Amy's full name written over and over, different styles, like he was practicing. The next pages were worse. Detailed notes about her, what time she showered, what she wore to bed, how she smelled after using her vanilla body wash. There was a whole paragraph about the way she tied her hair up before washing her face. One entry said, "She laughs at Jonah's jokes, but they're not even funny. She's too good for him. She deserves someone who actually notices her." Another page had her work schedule written out by hand, with notes like, "Leaves at 2:40 p.m. on Thursdays, and always grabs iced coffee on the way." My hands were shaking. I kept flipping. There was a page comparing Amy to Claire. It said things like, "Claire nags too much," and "Amy never raises her voice," and "I married the wrong sister." I took the notebook downstairs. Amy was folding laundry. I handed it to her without saying anything. She read 2 pages and her face went completely pale. She dropped it on the couch like it burned her hands. "What is this?" "Blake's," I said. "Found it under the guest bed." She looked at me with this expression I'd never seen before. Fear. Real fear. "Jonah, my toothbrush was wet this morning. I hadn't used it yet. I called Claire immediately. She came home within 10 minutes. When I showed her the notebook, she started crying before she even finished the first page. She kept saying no, 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 over and over. Blake came downstairs when he heard the commotion. He saw the notebook in Claire's hands and his face dropped. "That's private." "Private?" I stepped toward him. "You wrote about my wife like she's some obsession project. You've been watching her. In our house." He tried to explain, said it was just thoughts, that he never acted on anything, that writing helped him process feelings. Claire was sobbing, asking him if he ever actually loved her. He didn't answer, just stared at the floor. I told them both to get out. Claire was a mess, apologizing, saying she had no idea. I believed her, but I wanted them gone. They packed and left within an hour. 2 days later, Amy got an email at work. No subject, no message, just an attachment. She opened it on her phone and immediately called me, barely able to talk. It was a photo of her sleeping, in our bed. The angle was from the doorway. You could see the lamp on her nightstand, the book she'd been reading, everything. The timestamp on the file was from over a week ago. He'd been in our bedroom while we were asleep. I drove to the pharmacy and picked her up. We went straight to the police station, filed a report, and got a restraining order started that same day. The officer told us to check our house for cameras. We did. Found nothing, but that didn't make it better. We changed the locks that night.